Okay, I'm back. Live, round 3. On a happy Saturday. Okay, hope you guys are doing awesome. Got a chance at thunderstorm. Okay, here in New Orleans. Oh, so I hope the internet doesn't cut off. But it seems pretty good now. It's stormy every afternoon here. If you've ever been to New Orleans, you know what it means. All right, so my name is Lucky. You guys can call me Lucky at least. I like to get lucky. I'm naturally lucky. I was born lucky. Lucky is my middle name. All right, because things work out, baby. All right, ashe all day. All right, so now this is for the fire signs. Okay, now what these readings essentially are, they are hoodoo, Kabbalistic, Judeo-Christian in origin. Okay, we are tapping into the Hebraic roots of the tarot cards. We're considering the Judgment card. We're considering, the Adam and Eve imagery. We're considering the devil. We're considering the Pope, and we're considering, judgment. All this stuff is out the Bible. So let's get with it. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to read a psalm, and that psalm is going to be the governing energy over this reading. We choose the psalm, at least right now, I'm going to choose the psalm based off of the first major arcana card that rises up for us, fire signs. Now I'm a Leo sun. So that is going to, help me relate to you guys in this reading, and, maybe even share some information from my own life. Now, let's see what energies come up in return here. Earth, air, fire. Okay. Fire. Michael. This is fire. Shot. But you would inform me. Fire, 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 fire. Okay. Sorry, let me be clear. The card at the bottom of the deck, if it's a major arcana, is going to trump any first major or any other major arcana that's going to be considered the first major arcana. Okay, the one at the bottom of the deck, if there is one at the bottom of the deck. In this case, we have the Magician. Okay, that says 1, but that is really the second card in the that's really the second card in the tarot deck, so it corresponds to the second Hebraic letter. We're going to turn to Psalm 119. Okay. If you turn to Psalm 119, you will see an acrostic poem of all the Hebraic letters. We will not obviously be not unless you can read Hebrew, you cannot appreciate that it's an acrostic poem. But in English, we will have to rely off of the subtitle, how it reads, Aleph. So that would be the first Hebrew letter. Okay, that would be for the full card. And we're going to look at Bet. Okay, or Bet. Okay, this is what's symbolized by this card. Now, that card, this Hebrew letter actually represents a house. And one of the reasons this card is associated with that is because he's a container for spiritual power. He's a house. He houses the spirit, okay, the goddess. And his brain houses the knowledge of the Father, the God, okay? So he is operating in, alignment with the God and the goddess, and channeling that energy from the higher level into this physical world, okay? This is someone who understands the more classical elemental forces, as well as more raw, primal shamanic sort of powers, okay, elemental earthly powers, okay. Now, when we see the card in this position as it's speaking over our, consider this and consider that what we're about to read. How can a young man keep his way pure? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. My cups, my sword, my pentacle, okay, my wand. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me stray from your commands. I have hidden your word in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Praise be to you, O Lord. Teach me your decrees. With my lips I recount all the laws that come from your mouth. I rejoice in following your statutes as one rejoices in riches. I meditate in your precepts and consider your ways. I delight in your decrees. I will not neglect your word. Okay, so this is someone who is versed, highly versed, okay, in the powers and the pitfalls of power. All right. All right. So let's look at that. Fire signs. Okay. Okay. So let me just reveal this to you. I'm probably going to, I'm just going to reveal this to you. This is how I do your basic, a basic 9-card spread. And this is a modified Celtic cross. Okay. So you have your classic Celtic cross here. Okay. And then you have obviously the card that, the querent. We have the card that crosses the querent. We have what's in their immediate feet to use. I do not call this your immediate pass. I call this what's a resource for you to use. That's at your feet or in your hands or in your environment for you to grab onto. Okay. You've got the Knight of Cups right now. We've got the immediate past. Then we come here, and this is what's in your head. This is more of what's in your head and your thoughts and your goals. Okay. Then we come down to more of your immediate manifest physical outcome. Okay. Then we come down here to the situation. This is kind of like what surrounds you. Okay. This is the situation. This is the environment. This is your hopes and fears of the outcome. And this is your kind of your outcome, but also more of the meaning of the outcome and the intention behind the outcome. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now let's look here. Okay. So fire signs, like me. Okay. We're crossed by the chair. This could be a Cancer. Okay. This could be any kind of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but really strong Cancer energy here. Okay. So this could be, this represents you. Now I'm a Cancer moon, so it really represents me. But, what we're really seeing here is an individual, and this card always reminds me of Moses. It reminds me of two things. Now it reminds me of three important stories in the Bible. It reminds me of Moses, okay, because Moses, in his fundamental nature, was this chariot rider. Okay, he was raised in Egypt, and for all intents and purposes, this Egyptian guy who eventually found his true identity, his true essence and power. Okay, and that reminds me of this. This also reminds me of the Merkabah of Egypt, Ezekiel's revelation, because that's the chariot of God. And it also reminds me of the flaming chariot that came to swoop down and pick Elijah up and take him off to the heavens. So regardless, anytime any of these three stories are massive stories, okay? These are massive energies. This is a massive power and potential that you are right now. Okay, you have the ability to bring two different worlds together. You have the ability to solve this problem. Okay, you have the ability to bring the light and the dark together. You have the ability to bring things together that have not been brought together before, or at least that have not been brought together easily. All right, so there's a certain responsibility in all of that, and what crosses you, and this is also swift motion and action and just passion and energy. Falling behind something, and this could be falling behind a contract. This could be a marriage contract. This could be a business contract. Okay. And I'm seeing a little bit of both. I'm seeing mostly earth. I'm seeing most. Oh no, I'm seeing some fire. Okay, but I'm seeing lots of fire and water energy here. Fire, water, fire, water, fire, water, fire, water. Okay. Um, and then we're seeing some earth towards the end, some earth stabilizing and anchoring this stuff in the manifestation. Okay. So we've got this is also a card of healing. Okay. Now, this could be you looking at contracts and looking at agreements and partnerships and wanting to heal and reconcile those partnerships and update them and upgrade them to get them more on par with, the modern, kind of the modern needs. I'm also seeing a big sense of travel here as I see like wings and wings, just really showing up. And again, the lion and the Sphinx, these are, massive parallels here. Okay. So there may be travel involved. Okay. There may be some, needing to travel to sign something, needing to do, maybe to open accounts. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What I'm seeing is that, you may be in a position that you're actually trying to bridge worlds and you're trying to create connections. And I'm want to use the analogy of like a computer networker, someone who's like plugging in, different cables and cores in order to network a printer, a computer, and get on the internet and, be able to produce, whatever they need and get the information that they need. But, the whole thing is about access. The whole thing is about allowing access. Another analogy would be like the synapses in your brain firing. You're in a position right now where you're going to be able to connect those two synapses together and bridge the gap between something that has been that hasn't been solid before. Okay, you've got the ability to come down. You've got the ability to come somehow over the river, and as you move over the river, you're carving a path for everyone else to follow you over that river, like creating a bridge. Okay, so again, a bit like Moses and parting the sea in that metaphor is that making this connection and in a way that other people probably can't do. Okay, bridging the gap between the old world of the Egyptian bondage of the Hebrews to the new world of the moving into a new Jerusalem, as they actually even become the Hebrews, become the Israelites. Okay, and that transformation, that the whole transition that happens there. Okay, so you've got that ability to kind of bridge the old and the new. Okay, the two opposites, two different parties, the male and the female, bringing these things together to create this kind of like network connection and allowing this electricity and energy and information to flow. Okay, that's going to be an important aspect of the fire signs right now. Okay, if you're dealing with Cancer, Libra, okay, Scorpio. I'm not the best at reading the signs. Sagittarius, maybe not Sagittarius, maybe Leo. Okay. All right, but and what we see at your feet here is, you've got a lot of players, because now my court cards are generally always players. Okay, people. All right. So we've got the Knight of Cups at your feet. Okay, your ability to use your own charm and your own sophistication, your own level of persuasion. Okay, what can you offer the situation? How can you offer this situation a cool cup of water that might be a remedy? How can you come in without fighting, and coming in with it kind of like, offering a truce or offering some kind of ceasefire, offering the ransom that everyone's been fighting for. Okay, how can you stop fighting? How can you stop fighting for it and actually bring it? Okay, and actually do something effective and actually do something that's healing and makes a big difference, not just the sake of winning, because on your mind you want to win. And you want to get away from negative influences and people who have just been messing with you. Okay, you want to take the money and run in a way where it's like, you know what? I'm not here to mess with you guys. I'm not here to screw around. But, you know, you're also not here to mince words. Okay. But in spite of that shrewdness that is in your head, you've got to actually be operating with your heart. Okay. I want you to operate with your heart in a way where you're coming in a peaceful, calm, poised way to bring balance to a situation. Okay. And this is definitely, this definitely has, you know, there's a financial track here where, you know, maybe not even financial, is financial, but maybe even, but more so property. You know, you've got a seed planted in the promise of money and the promise of a start here in the environment, or even money that's been held down and repressed from you, but you're going to be able to start to make that connection with that money. Okay. That money is being held down. That money is being blocked from you. That money is being planted in the ground, and we're waiting for it to fertilize. You know, we're at the environment is starting fresh seeds. Okay, so if you're in a feeling as that you have not, you're in a position where you have not, you're going to move to a position of having. Okay, you're going to move to a position of having and holding. Okay, so the question is, are we going to, we've got to hold on to it in proper measure as well. Okay, and we're coming to this outcome card of, just feeling a lot more secure and established. Okay, feeling a lot more loved and lovely and loving. Okay, feeling a lot more beneficent. And thinking, you know what? In that kind of reflective pause that you have, you know what? I could help that person. You know what? They would appreciate that. You know what? I could love you a little bit more. Okay. So as you come, you're going to realize that your cup is not empty. Okay. And you're going to get back to a position of, you're going to be holding, but you're still be giving. You're going to just be giving out of your overflow this time, and not out of the core of your cup. You're only going to be giving what spills over and splashes over. Okay. You're not emptying your cup for anyone this time. But if there is some overflow, you're going to say, yeah, you know what? You can have this little bit of lanyard. You can have this little bit of extra something here. I've got a few dollars that I don't need. Sure. I can invest in your project. Sure, I can promote that. Sure, I can go the extra. Sure, I can give you a small gift. Okay. So I see maybe you offering small gifts and tokens, very small gifts and tokens to those that you think that deserve it, and those that you think that have incurred it and earned it. But that's it. Okay. Outside of that, you're not giving anybody anything. Okay. Not even the time of day. I see you being a lot more exclusive in who you deal with. And that the people around you are actually more crafted, and they're more elite. Okay. The situation here, again, we see the situation in the environment, 2 aces turned down. Okay. The situation here is that it's the potential for a lot of fiery, passionate energy, but right now it's just a little bit of steamy smoke, and you're just like, okay, when's the smoke going to clear, and what's really happening here? Okay. There's lots of movement. There's lots of stirring around, but we still don't necessarily know how everything's going to play out. We still need to remember that these eclipses are coming out. So I would encourage you to set your intention, and kind of pray on that eclipse so that things manifest in your best interests, and that you're prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually for that. Also, this card makes me think of sexual desire. Okay. There's a strong sexual desire that is not being satisfied yet, and there's this impending sexual kind of event that maybe is for release. Okay. And, we're coming here again when we're talking about that money being held down. When we see this is, again, I see potential for beginnings, but I see not necessarily false starts. I get back to logistics, that certain logistical things need to be, if I said that in this reading, certain logistical things need to be put in place so that these energies can flow. Okay. So there's the passion and the power behind it. Okay, that it's not just a lot of smoke and air and blah blah blah. Oh, you might get this money. Oh, you might get this security. You might be able to start that endeavor. Maybe, maybes. All these maybes. We need to turn these maybes into like definitely starting now. It has definitely begun. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, how can I bring these two things together in order to get a certain ignition? Okay, you want to get this, you wanted this engine to turn over in your chariot, you want this car to start. Okay, you want to bring, like, okay, I moved from not having a car to having a car that's not working to having a car that actually works and I can take it somewhere. Okay, so right now we're probably in the position of, we have a car, that car doesn't work. So how do we fix and repair this car so that we can actually get going and grab the things that we actually need and go seize the day, seize the future? In the past, we're coming from a place of, this comes back to that sexual energy, but admiration. Someone really digging and digging you, and you digging someone else, and maybe even beholding that person and being like, whoa, there's something about you that's awesome. There's something about this that some information basically coming in about your own potential prosperity, and that gave you this kind of like inkling and this kind of like gleam in your eye, saying like, you know what, I could actually this could actually work out, and this could actually be I could actually start this thing and really love it and really get into it and really be about it. But we've got to get over that initial loss and that conflict. Okay, actually, this is an extremely amazing reading. Okay, even though the environment and the situation is a bit turned down, your hope is still on unification. Okay, your hope is still on the celebration. Your hope is still on coming together with friends and loved ones and family and comrades, and coming together and having like a job well done and saying, good job guys, success, we made it. And okay, ultimately we're coming to a future again of just like, you're going to have your cup. It's almost like you're going to have your cake and eat it too. Okay, you're going to have your cake, your cup is coming to you. It's going to be full. And you don't have to share it. You can eat that cake. Okay. Okay, so this is actually really, really good reading for fire signs, okay, because you have the potential to have your cake and eat it too, if you can bring the worlds together, if you can bring these two forces together, if you can bridge the gap, if you can harmonize and negotiate, if you can reconcile some problems that have been going on, most likely in family and relationship. Okay, because the family and relationship problems are causing the money problems. And because these details aren't worked out that you have to bring together in this kind of updated contract, and it could be a marriage contract, could be a business contract, could be all kinds of things. Because this isn't worked out yet, that's what's creating the suppression of the money or the drain. Okay, is that money is leaking out into some of the, because this hasn't been shored up. And that's got to be addressed and sealed up so that money stops leaking out, and so that you get to hold on to your money, okay, and have that strong possession of it. You I feel like it's probably even a romantic offer coming here. Someone that wants to be, maybe they're far away, okay? Someone that wants to be with you, someone that desires you, someone that hopes to, to work things out with you, and to bring this offer of peace and security, okay? And they've got a lot of passion and desire for you, but maybe they're far away, okay? Or maybe there's something that's blocking you having a physical union, okay? Maybe it just has to do with timing. I feel like it just has to do with timing. That's blocking that physical union. Okay, it's just circumstantial, and that's the same with this being turned down. It's just circumstantial. Okay, you're gonna have all these things are promised. The power is promised. The energy is promised. The money is promised. It's promised from someone. I feel as if when you are considering your allies and your friends, they're going to be really editing. Okay, you're going to edit who comes to that party. You're going to edit who's in your on your list. Okay, and you're going to check it twice, and you're going to be like, no, I'm only keeping the coolest people around me. Okay, the most valuable, the most honest, the most sincere, the most loving people around me, the people that are really about me. Okay, now looking in kind of a bit, you've got a couple minutes. Looking in this kind of netherworld. Is that person may need to that person who's promising, that person may need to be in person, need to fix some of these things in person themselves. It may not be for you to fix some of these imbalances. It may be the person who's promising these things, that you're just patient and waiting for them, and that they're able to fix these things. You're manifesting this stuff, and even if it is a bit juggling, even if it's a bit haphazard, even if it's a bit like hodgepodge, you are still manifesting. And maybe you're ripping flowers off of the from the neighbor's yard. Okay, maybe you're pulling herbs out of the cabinet. Okay, maybe you're substituting. Okay, I don't have. I don't have a piece of silver, but I've got the color silver. I don't have a piece of gold, but I've got the color gold. And you're making these correspondences, and maybe these even like hodgepodge candle spells. Okay, in order to manifest, in order to harness your power, in order to grab whatever you can, desperately grabbing these things. And if you have nothing else, you have your knowledge. Okay, and that knowledge is what's drawing in this offer and this other person. Okay, so if you are doing that kind of thing, I would ask you to then take it up to the next level. Because if you're already manifesting in this kind of hodgepodge way, just make your manifestation a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more organized. Revisit that and sharpen up your game. Okay, on your manifestation game. You really want to look through your people and sort your people out, because once this money comes up and these ideas and passion and this enterprise that you have already conceived of, you're going to be partnering up with people. You're going to be partnering up with people, and you want those people to be elite and ready. Okay, you want to already know that you can trust them. It's like a startup that has been underfunded. It's not really a startup. It's just underfunded. It's all the pieces are in place. Everything is already there. Okay, we just need to twist the valve. Okay, and that's what this charioteer is here to do. That charioteer is here to twist the valve and put some stuff down on paper and be like, this is the program. All parties need to be in agreement and binding. Okay, agreement. Okay, and ultimately, I see that link and having that clear, that solid team is going to lead you into a real sense of stability. Okay, and right now you just simply can't fund that team. You want it, but you need the power and the passion to do it. And you need to really start working on your plan, and you really, and the funding for that team. You've got to be ready, not just with the funding, but also with the plan. Not just with the plan, but also with the funding. Okay, having both of those set up, because you are like the sole owner of all of these things once they come about, and you're going to be able to hold on to that ownership. And I recommend you hold on to that ownership. Don't sign away your business to someone else just because they're donating money, if you can help it. Okay, when you're negotiating your contract, you want to retain ownership, as much ownership as possible of your enterprise and your endeavor. Okay, you don't want to sign that away, especially not legally. Anything that you have been working on and conceived of in already prior. You want to solidify what your goals are and what your intent is because you've already set it up. It's not anything new. It's not anything fresh, and you don't need a new idea. You don't need a new plan. You need the plan that is already in place to start to work and start to come into effect. Okay, and that's simply by opening up the valve of the money and I almost want to say personnel. Okay. And yeah, doing a lot of work and wondering if it's coming through the fruition that you needed to come to, putting a lot of work into something that you've been trying to manifest and you've been working hard at it. It hasn't manifested yet. It doesn't mean that it won't. Okay. Some of it has to do with certain structural restrictions, certain restrictions of like, this is legal, this isn't legal. I can do it like this, I can't do it like this. You got to fill this form out, you got to call this person. It's got to be done like this. And at some point the alignment will come, but right now you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment with those things to manifest yet. Okay. There's so many blocks and restraints. It's just going to take patience. Okay. And once you're able to tap in to that power, and it's not just like a physical power, but even like a supernatural, spiritual, angelic, kind of like a possession or invocation. Once you're able to tap into that power, then all of these cards, will start to turn right side up. Okay, as we see, boom, the King of Pentacles. I'm sorry, not the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Okay, you're coming with emotional stability. You're coming with your own sense of peace and kindness and patience in the world. I see this and the Queen of Cups in the future. So I'm looking at a romantic partnership. And really the way these are positioned is that they are looking at each other. Okay, a mutual romantic partnership. Someone providing love, on the external, and you also having the ability of the self-love and inspiring that self-love. Okay. Hi there. If you want a free reading, let me know. Now's the time because I'm almost finished. You want to inspire that self-love, and that person's going to love on you so much. Okay. And that self-love is going to be here so much that it's just going to make all these other things not even important. It's going to make judgments against you not important. Because it's like, oh, well, you've got to, if, since you live here, you've got to do this. You don't have to live there. It's going to like reverse a lot of any judgments against you. You're going to have new energy and passion coming in. You're going to see your intentions actually coming true and manifesting and coming to the world that you want. And you're going to start to see your effort and labor and all of your work, boom, that money's starting to come. That money is coming. Okay, that money is coming to you. It's going to be yours. And you're going to have this strong sense of stability. Nope, not too late. Sweet Cinnamon. Hey, Sweet Cinnamon. Hey, how you doing? You came right on time. Okay. All right, so let's start a personal reading for Sweet Cinnamon. If you want a private, this is a personal reading. It's not private because we're all on the internet. And I'm going to go back, Sweet Cinnamon, and I'm going to cut the video. Okay, so that we're not talking all about your business all over the internet forever. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was good. It's good. Yeah, definitely fire signs. Now, Sweet Cinnamon, I haven't spoken to you since a while ago. My house burned down. So I've not been on here for a long time. I'm like in a new place. All this drama is going on. Okay. Hey, Talita C. Talita C, you want a free reading too? Okay, so I'm going to do Sweet Cinnamons first, and then Talita C will be next. Yeah, my house burned down. Oh my gosh, drama. I lost everything. I have like some things. Look at this. Fire burned my selenite wand. This is all I have left. Is this my wand? I have a labradorite stone. It's like all my, like only some like occult things survived. My gold cards I had, remember I was reading? These are gold plated cards. So they survived the fire. Go figure. Okay, so I just have a few things left, but yeah, it's so weird. But now I'm really, I'm walking in that power because I had nothing left but my magic. So yeah, you should look back at that fire sign reading that I just finished, and you'll see even some of the steps I'm talking about. I've been popping herbs off of plants, neighbors, trees, things like that. You know, this Goodwill, this donated shirts. I grabbed my rosemary, all this little orange flower. I've been praying, and baby, I've been manifesting. Okay, it's real. It's real. Okay, if you got nothing but two sticks to rub together, rub those sticks together. Yeah, it was on fire. Yeah. Well, I'm doing well. Thank you. I actually like to keep things like this because it reminds me. But yeah, can you imagine that?